This video is intended as a follow-on video to the desktop lamp tutorial that was created to show students how to design desktop lamps similar to this one we can see here and this one we can see here. So these two pictures are straight from the video. Now there are many different designs in the class and there are many different construction methods being considered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show basically viewers how to design this lamp here, or to get started on it at least. Some student names listed in each column stating, or just trying to direct them towards the most appropriate video. Now if we look at this lantern box here, we've got six sides total, so we got the four sides plus the top and the bottom that need to be joined together. The quickest way to create the frame or the box itself is to go to a website called makercase.com, and on MakerCase you can put in all of these dimensions here. I'll just scroll, you have to scroll to the side to scroll up and down the page. And you can zoom in out of your creation over here. And I've chosen millimeters, 100 wide, height 200 and 100 depth. Now obviously all of these dimensions can be changed around to suit your design. The material thickness is 3 millimeters, that's perfect. And the finger joints are set to 45. Or to 48, basically the maximum thickness. It just makes joining or the maximum size of finger joints. That makes joining everything together as simple as possible. So if I go on to Google here, I will type MakerCase. It sounds just like our Makerspace. Monday afternoon, 3:15 to 4:30 at the college. Makerspace.com, MakerCase. Wow, how many times can I say that wrong? And millimeters, there we go. Put in the measurements you can see on the page over here. And once you have everything input, just like what we have here, make sure you check your finger size so it looks like this. You can download box plans. Now, this is what the program or the website is going to spit out, which is perfect. We want to download SVG. That's something we can pull into Adobe Illustrator. So we click download SVG. Excuse me. And next thing we want to do is open Adobe Illustrator. Just open up a new document. And you will get a white artboard like what we can see in the background here. It may be a little bit smaller, that's okay. And this is an example of what I was working on earlier. So if I go File, New, and custom size is ideal if you have something similar. Now, A3 is probably the biggest size you can get there, but if you can go into custom, if you have in your version of Illustrator, if you have the same setup, click on custom. What we can do here is set up our page size to the same size as the laser cutter. So this is going to be 600 wide and 400 high. Make sure you set millimeters here and create. Perfect. Now we go File, Place, the box that we've just downloaded, SVG, remember, and Place. Okay. Now the first thing you need to do is hit Escape, or hit V on the keyboard, excuse me, and we will right click on here and ungroup again, and there we go. So we can select all of this and we'll just move everything side by side just to make life a little bit easier. And now we have kind of a box that will join together, so finger joints on all sides, including the top and bottom. And from this point here, we can manipulate this, all these shapes here to create whatever lantern we want. Now, obviously, we can delete all of these guys, but that is basically a good way to get started with the lantern style of desktop lamp. Now, in relation to the articulated light, I just have Hayden down here at the moment. Maybe we'll have a few more students. What I have done here in Fusion 360 is I started off by creating a bit of a sketch for myself just to figure out sizes, and I think this was 400 millimeters high by 300 wide. Now, this is something we'll experiment with as we go along in relation to proportions, and it's something for you guys to nut out yourselves in relation to what you want for your design. Now, there are three components to this. There is the articulated joint, which I've drawn here. Okay, that's just a sketch, and that is a profile we can laser cut. Next up, we have the base. This base here is simply creating, creating a sphere, and I cut it in half, as you can see. And what we're going to do is I brought that into Slicer for Fusion 360. Actually deleted some of these guys up high because the plan is to join the articulated joint that I just showed you, join it onto this section here when we start prototyping. That's the joint I was just referring to. So we'll have a bolt going through this hole, and we will have a hole here for that to join into place. Now, this articulated joint is going to go here, here, and here, and it's going to eventually join to this little light shade that's on the front. Now, in relation to the light shade, this is one I have drawn. Now, I have drawn this around my original light fitting, so if I go in here, you can see that I have loads of different shapes drawn in this particular drawing here. So the one that I want is just down here. Okay, so that's what I'm working with. The reason I'm showing you this is that you can create loads of different bodies around the initial light fitting that you create. So you can get loads of different prototypes. For example, this one that I did earlier for the standalone desktop light, if you like. And we have this one here. Let's see. All those two are the same. But that is a quick overview of where we are going with the project. For the 2D sketch and extrude, that's something I will look at in class or at a later date. That is a simple case of, we'll actually try it here, drawing your profile. Let's see. So for example, drawing 2D profile. I remember someone's got a hand going on. Incredibly bad sketch of a hand here. And drawing that shape in Fusion 360 and extruding it back. Here we go. Oh, it's not going as bad as I thought. Okay. And turning it into a 3D shape. Okay, that's a bit average. There we go. And the light bulb will be on the inside here. be holding the base just here for the light fitting, if that makes sense. But all of that can be created from a 2D profile. Here we go. Beautiful. Okay, so again, this video is done very quickly. I will elaborate on this in more detailed videos going forward. Remember, you need to have the initiative yourself to experiment with this, learn the program, and go online and just check out different Fusion 360 tutorials. And if you have the initiative and the drive, you can create anything you want in this program for laser cutting or 3D printing.